I'm going to talk about geoengineering, but I want to share a story with you. Every time I'm asked to speak, I public speak for a living. I'll go into that, but I don't get nervous to speak to you. What I get nervous about is not getting emotional telling you my story. Because in 2002, shortly after 9/11, like a lot of military veterans, I raised my right hand and I took an oath to the Constitution to hopefully do something meaningful with my life. 19 years old, unsure what I wanted to do. So I enlisted in the U.S. Air Force. My job in the U.S. Air Force was working in bioenvironmental engineering. So what bioenvironmental engineering is in the Air Force is equivalent to that of the OSHA and the EPA, if you're familiar with that. So we were an embedded liaison to make sure that we were tracking all of the aspects and impacts of the military, meaning what is the military doing and how is it impacting the environment, because we were accountable for that. Being government, we did not get any special treatment. We just couldn't be fined being another federal agency. EPA can, but not OSHA. So from the health side, it was knowing what you do in the Air Force. What does your job entail that is hazardous to your health? And I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you were an aircraft painter, you were a mechanic. My job would go out to make sure I knew everything that you did, what you were exposed to, and how to mitigate and engineer out those hazards. Because we needed to, one, it's your legal right to be working in a safe and healthful work environment. So throughout 9 years, I worked as an industrial hygienist and an environmental specialist. There's two bases I was at that are called air logistics centers. What does that mean? It's not like a fighter wing, it's not really fun and amazing. What they did is they took aircraft that around every 10 to 15 years, they were required to be dismantled down to the last screw. So that meant every single industrial process you can think about, checking the metal integrity, making sure everything's good to go, or sometimes overhauling equipment. Part of my job in tracking the health hazards was to look at any time someone wanted to buy a chemical, any type of chemical. It was ordered through a system, and in that system, I had to go in there and say, the country we're in, we're not allowed to use this. We need to substitute it out with something a little less hazardous, while also maintaining the integrity for a technical order, meaning for that process, it says you must use, xylene or toluene to do this process. Well, I have to kind of fast forward. I want to say around 2006, I started kind of opening my eyes to how the military wasn't really what I thought it was. And people approached me knowing what I did for a living and said, have you ever heard of chemtrails? Well, I hadn't. And that sparked my interest. So I went online and I looked at chemtrails. I saw a lot of, debunking, a lot of sites that were just kind of calling it a conspiracy theory. And I thought, well, geez, this is what I do for a living. Preventive health, making sure that people are not getting sick, especially in the workplace, and by things that we're doing that can affect, human health and the environment. To summarize it, in an attempt to debunk this conspiracy theory as I thought it was, I didn't debunk it. It literally changed my life. Like I said, this is hard for me because it's not easy standing here and telling my story. One day I was going through that computer system, which if you want to look it up, it's called an Air Force Form 3952. It is the approval of hazardous materials. I was finding tons and tons of large quantities of aluminum, barium, strontium in the forms of oxides and sulfates. And of course I knew that there's industrial processes you may not have heard of, but it's bead blasting, pneumatic sanding, shot peening. There is certain medias that's similar to that is used. However, I had already accounted for that. I would sit and look at this computer system and say, this shop wants to order this paint. I'm going to tie it to a task. We had to know what was being used, why it was being used, tracking it cradle to grave on how we were going to dispose of it to be compliant with OSHA and the EPA. One of the legal requirements in approving these is looking at what used to be called the material safety data sheet. On that sheet, it's going to list the manufacturer. It's going to list some maybe acquired personal protective equipment that needs to be used or some ways to mitigate the exposures. These electronic MSDSs did not have a manufacturer name. They were very vague. They almost looked to me like somebody had made it and scanned it into the system. So I asked the question, what is this being used for? I never got an answer, so I didn't approve it. And it sat there. And then the heat came down. Why aren't you? Are you behind on your 3952s? Only a select few of us did that. So I started asking questions. And at that point, my demonization began. You know, I made my rank. I was decorated. I was a non-commissioned officer of the quarter. I won lots of awards. I had no reason for anyone to attempt to demonize me. So then I get moved over to the other Air Logistics Center. There's only 2 in the Air Force, which is in Warner Robins, Georgia. This kind of carried with me, and I thought, you know what? Should I revisit this? Is it worth it? Did I hit something? Maybe it's need to know. I started finding the same things at Robins Air Force Base. I was now doing some more investigation work. Part of what I did was to use a high volume air sampler to air sample up to, I'd say, a football field in about 10 minutes. I also conducted soil sampling because I thought, you know, if this is real and they are spraying this, it's going to get to the ground. So I conducted air sampling, I conducted soil sampling, and I was getting high levels of these contaminants. When I started asking the question again under a new commander, I never in my life thought I would have somebody look me in the face and tell me, I am questioning you. Is there something wrong with you? You've been looking really depressed lately. You know I can put you under mental evaluation for up to 120 days. Who would take care of your daughter? Because I was divorced at the time. As soon as I heard that, I knew. It validated everything I ever thought. And I thought, I've spent 9 years of my life trying to protect human health, and here we are violating law after law after law. Just sitting here, instead of protecting the people, we are poisoning the people. And I've never got up so much courage from that fear of being thrown in a cage, because when you're in the military, folks, you're a number. You are a number, and every aspect of your life is controlled. I was so lucky that my enlistment was coming up and I was supposed to re-enlist. I ran and did not look back, and I have been blowing the whistle and shouting ever since. And I left October 27th, 2010. Thank you. It didn't just end there, though. You got to remember, there's a whole career field of people that work in bioenvironmental engineering. A lot of those people were told, do not talk to me. Do not talk to her, do not email her. They were given no contact orders. Because my biggest thing was, if I'm just so, dishonest, don't you think somebody would come out and say,
September 2nd, 2020. Hope you can hear me. I got the old sponge on. It's very windy. It was supposed to be a perfectly clear day, but heaviest spraying I've seen in many weeks. Getting after it. Working this patch and that patch to the west, excuse me. Sons of bitches. Anyhow. Another day. September 2nd. High winds, some strong gusts, some artificial clouds. So we're going to do a Mavic Air 2 test, see how it does in high winds. Hell yeah. December 13th, Spray Fest continues. We got old Turkish spray lines. Way off normal flight. So this is some extra special sauce. I bet you. Pretty pitched, huh? All day. Real nice colors around the old sun there. Jeez, tripod, you're stiff. I'm gonna almost bet you AI turns on some Black Death before this is over. Turkish spray lines. And you got people wearing masks. Yep. Oh, am I seeing some? Yeah, it's just shadow from the. That's chemical concoction cloud. Totally natural, as you can tell.
All right, this is December something, 22nd, 2022, Huntington Beach. Just did a video a few minutes ago where you can see the colors, the heavy metal colors coming out big time. Look at this pecker. These guys are definitely on the warpath today. They are just everywhere and low. Look how low it is. I mean, it can get right in there. I can get the pilot's nose hairs. Yeah, I wish I could aim it correctly. I can get in closer. There's no, I keep losing track because it's hard. Okay, look at this thing. Yeah, that's condensation. 500 miles long. That's what I like to see. Yeah, look at this. All the way back here. And yet we're still told this is water vapor. Yes. Look at this. Butt nuggets. That's enough of this clown. Oh, wait, maybe not. Hold on. He's starting to shoot the colors out. This is bad. Yeah, look at this. Here we go again, the same deal. I have not seen this much stuff coming out. And I can't tell you how long. Look at this. Can you see through the camera? Look at this.
Oh, look at that. my God, that was great.
I know, but we're breathing this filth.
Oh my God. Because he turned it up over here. It was less than here.
Yeah, he did.
He turned on more nozzles.
I got a nozzle for him.
Look at that.
He's-
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah, you tell me that's water vapor, guys. You're being lied to. Your climate change is being delivered to you like a soft serve cone.
October 17, 2017. Toxic chemical spraying continues. And we got Lufthansa 456 doing a big old dump. And had that house not been in the way in front of this camera, I could have caught them. They completely turned a big dump like this off. And then readjusted to this big old DNA strand they're laying out. Now Air France 66 was with this sumbitch, but all of a sudden he came up missing on flight radar over Montana. So I don't know what that's all about. They're trying to be sneaky or what? Lufthansa dumping some dirty shit. See if we got a tail mix today. Be cruising by the sun here in a moment. And bring out the dirty chemicals. Very dirty chemicals, as you can see by the multicolors. He is right by the old sun there. Oh yeah, that's nasty. So does that look healthy? No. That is a big, big, big dump there. Notice the DNA working its magic. Come back to that. Let's get some more spray action here. July 6th. Look like we got full wing spraying action. Yep. Look at that. Look at them nasty colors. United spray lines. On off. You are busted. So busted. Yep. We'll verify that number. Yeah, Delta came through earlier, just did one short burst. Thought I better come check out the situation, and sure as heck. And you can see what they're doing here. Working their little chem patch. Stare at that while I go get my phone. Sneaky sons of bitches. July 18th. Emirates doing some precision on spraying. Oh yeah. Oh come on. Oh yeah, it's totally natural. Well, that ain't obvious, children. They've been dumping hard all afternoon. Oh, it's Magical Mountain. The Navy and some Delta spray lines made that nice toxic cloud they're flying through right now. It's magical little mountain. Look like we got some full wing death action going here. Oh yeah. That's horrible, Delta. Look at that shit. June 28th maybe? That's horrible, Mac. Look at that nasty shit. No, we're not spraying the shit out of you. Jeez. Delta spray lines. Sorry, tripod's not set up. I just got home, not prepared. Oh, and then magically shut off, huh? Gonna be almost 100 today. Imagine that. Yeah, this morning about 5 they started with the black sauce. That nasty Mac. Is he all done? No, he's not done. April 5th. Excuse me. April. August 5th. They're throwing every kind of concoction they got. As you can tell, some full wing, magical on-off bullshit. Sorry, we're moving camp and tripod ain't set up proper. Spraying shit out of you, Kip. That is just disgusting. People still don't get it. I showed some people the full wing death. Clearly see it's a crop duster. Pupils dilate, turn away. Didn't see shit. Oh, it pissed me off. Yeah, supposedly some... Sorry, I'm trying to adjust the tripod. They're some magical 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of rain. Now, there's another one spraying too, but just proving the point. Those aren't mythical effing. You know what? I'm not gonna say it. And then we got another one here who's clearly douching. Oh, weird. The ice crystals and water vapor must run out at that certain spot. Humidity is pretty high today, too. Stale ass chemical aerosol air on the mountain is bullshit, ain't it, kid? What y'all done too, criminal? Yeah, it's around 9 in the morning. Oh, looking like a little AI's mixing her up. Some climate change package. Lots of Delta spray lines. Pretty sure that other one was too. Oh, then I got another one somewhere. Oh, there's another one running beside him. Where is that little sumbitch? Oh, you sons of bitches. Didn't see that sneaky one. Where you at? Should be popping through. There he goes. Just turned it off too. It looks like a Delta connection flight. Huh. Oh. Everything's fine. The Weather Channel and Fox News told me that ain't nothing. It's just climate change. Uh-oh, camera's whacking. Don't whack out on me now. Clearly see those were two different concoctions. Disgusting. Sorry, children, I'll get on it. We're supposed to be going on a venture. We moved camp real quick, get some firewood. Oh yeah, they're really, that was a really good combo. Lit that sumbitch up. Not a real cloud one. 100% bullshit. Climate change, just climate change, dude. You're such a conspiracy theorist. This probably your agenda 2030. Your agenda 2050. Glad I won't be around for that bullshit. Yeah, totally natural. Yeah. Well, it looks like the criminals are done for a bit, so I better continue. Camp set up. Alright. And sheep are watching this. Research. Oh, here we got another one coming. I might as well just keep it going. Research, geoengineering, climate engineering, solar radiation management, weather modification. Stratospheric aerosol injection. Oh, that one's a dumper. Whoever's dumping. Just get above the tree yet. Where am I at? Where you at, criminal? A little sneaky some bitch, Mac. Okay, this criminal's probably going to turn on some carbon black here in a moment. That is United Spray Lines. Not spraying at the moment, but they've been adding lots of death to her, Black Death. But Frontier Spray Lines just did. Getting her on. I'm a sheep, I'm a sheep. Look at that shit. Frontier Airlines. It's kind of nasty. Yeah, mass. Black dumps this afternoon. You do a little turn here. Oh, you effing criminals. You criminals at the EPA, all your DEQs. Super criminals. Your elected officials. Super curve of Black Death. Yeah, that's perfectly natural. Yep. Jeez. Focus camera. No, we're not. It's so ridiculous. There's people outside. I know they can see that shit. Pretty hard to miss. Black Death getting dumped. Jeez, Frontier. Sorry, it's gonna get a little shaky. He's a long ways away. And tripod is stiff. That is a death dump there. That's probably number 2 biggest Black Death today. Jeez. Yeah, that's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. Jeez. Well, there you go, Frontier Airlines. Oh, they're lighting her up clear back to the... Damn, I wish I had a better shot of that. That is a dump. They're laying all sorts of concoctions over this. As you can tell by the multicolored, he's curving back. Look at that bullshit. Total black dump. Super black dump. Now even the fluoridated McDonald's Wi-Fi'd out sheeple should be able to clearly tell that that does not fit no contrail magic criteria. That is black chemical dump. Sorry, it's a long ways away, so it's shaky. Look at that. So ridiculous. Total black. Get it on, Delta Spray Lines. That is horrible. I'm gonna back off, get a little shaky. Black, a little rust, a little red. Was that some blood? What is that? Look at that reacting. Look at that shit. You know, that's bad enough. I think it's time for me to call out Wyoming DEQ again. I think it's time. Oh, I would share my DEQ video with y'all, but that's right, my channel got terminated. That's right. Look at that shit. Yeah, because that's just normal. Jeez. From regular to black and red, black and orange. Well, I don't even classify it as orange. It looks pretty red. You know that was some potent sauce, whatever it is. Jeez, people. You better wake up really quick. Better start. These children have no future. It is over. That pisses me off. Look at that. Total black death dumps. Look on that left side, it's looking a little black, ain't it? Oh yeah. Turning on the black shit, that's 2 in a row with the black death chemicals. Magically turned on. That is disgusting. Do people not see the black chemicals being sprayed on them? Oh wait, no, they're probably inside, staring at their iPhone. Now that's way blacker than Swiss was. Do you see this? EPA, Wyoming DQ, all state DQs, law enforcement, all elected officials, local, state, and federal. Do you see this? You are all aiding these criminals. Look at that black bullshit. Dumping the Black Death. Big time. Almost looks a little black today.
November 4th, 2025. We got the Air Force Doomsday plane out. The only plane that is not spraying today. Call sign Titan 29. Sorry, it's really windy. They're at 31,000 feet. Yeah, that's the only plane all day that has not sprayed. Last day of elk season this morning. Went up. As soon as the sun was up, sprayers came on. This is sunny, according to Noah. Alright. I never caught them before, so thought I'd document it. Hope y'all are doing good. Yeah, supposedly that's Doomsday plate.